Chris, what's up, man? More cowbell. Need more cowbell. I was just watching that skit the other day. For some reason, it came up in my feed. Will Ferrell really got into it. Ooh, what are you up to? You do a masterpiece here, as we always do. Easily, effortlessly, expertly. Ooh. Yeah, it is brilliant. Christopher Walken. Walken. It's freaking hilarious. That's how we do it! Getting back into painting after a year break. Good, excellent. You'll be around. Go to work, man. Go do your thing. Thanks for stopping in. I'll see you. That's how we do it. Change the lens out, then we're starting. And this is what we're doing. Check. Did I position this properly? Probably over here somewhere. Save it here for now. I'll see you, man. Standing key. That's the one we're doing. Finish this out. Changing lens. Lens. Boom. Okay. I have to mess with the camera. I have to get the set. Whatever. There. There. Face cam. Which one was it? I have like 5 of them. That's not it. What was this? Is that it? Has to be this one. There you go. This way. I might reduce the face cam some. Okay. So let me get this set up really quick. Give me a second. You okay like this? That's it. Okay. That's it. Bring that down. That's it. There you go. All right. We got it. There you go. That should do it. Look at that. Okay, this should work. Crooked. Got it. Straighten that. Lower. Just a little bit. And then take the information off. And we're good. Sharp charcoal. Do I have charcoal? Here's a stick. I'm gonna go with B. B. Soft charcoal. There's B, HB, and H. The realm of fusane nitrum charcoal. Charcoal. Coca-Cola. Now, normally what I do a pencil drawing of this, or rather what the peasants do is pencil drawings. We just jump into it, totally unprepared. I don't need to prepare. That's a rule I live by in life. Hasn't failed me yet. And let's bring this over this way. No. Tell preparations for suckers. Dang it. Fine. Dang it. This is problematic. Or is it? It is. Oh, that blocks half of that. Son of a... It's off the head. Suck it. And that's how we do it. And get the eraser. Hell. It's Brian's. Probably has slobber all over it. Nope, not that one. Ooh, nope. They're all disgusting. Oh. It's child-proof. Dang it! How's my charcoal? All right. This is a little tricky. Rom, what's up, man? There we go. Playing Planet Side 2, planning on drawing a bit later. Awesome. Good. Good stuff. So we're what I'm doing, I'm marking where the feet are, and then I'm marking obviously just trying to get the height, the width. I'm trying to establish where the ankles are to the butt area, the crotch region, crotchal region, all that stuff. And then we're going to go for where the neck meets the shoulder, the trapezius in the back. And because that point's pretty much going, it's closer obviously to this foot right here. So it's going to be about coming up right here, about how high. It's going to be about right here. So this is how we establish the figure, make sure she's not going to be falling over. And then we can also compare this point right here to that point, and make sure that they're correct. Now I'm going off an image that's this big. So it's a little bit tricky, have it far back here, but this is great practice. Here's the thing, this image too, as y'all can tell, is pretty, like, it's like flat light coming to the side. Normally in a setup, so if y'all can imagine, right, you have the figures, this is where the butt's gonna be. The light's gonna be coming in here. In a good setup, normally the light's kind of falling over and you have maybe some like highlight area up at the top, maybe a little bit on the leg, but then it kind of trickles down and it kind of darkens in some areas. Whereas with this drawing, it's just solid light going there. But here's the thing, I'm going to possibly add that in later, right? From my extensive knowledge of life drawing. Yes, yes, yes. In other words, we are going to enhance what we're doing. We're going to enhance this. So, off there. It's going to take a lot of correction because I think I'm going to get the drawing a little bit incorrect at first. Fine. Right? That is freaking okay. So then what I'm trying to establish the relationship of the knees to each other, right? So this point up to that point, there's going to be somewhat of an angle, kind of coming up, up. So once we get these points correct, right, it's going to help us to establish the structure of the figure. Then we can go in with all the fun details and all that stuff in the interest of the larger shape. So we always do. Get distracted. Never get distracted. That's what we do. Let me fix this up some. I drew that at an angle, which is not good. Don't want to do that. Anyway. This does make a difference, right? Because this is like an inch or two off her. Something like that. Legs. What we're gonna do. See, I like this pose because she has this leg. Shikari, what's up? It's kind of like coming up, and you can see the underside of her heel, which is freaking awesome. I'm gonna fix the eyes. Pretend like this is not AI. Oh my gosh, it's AI, I knew it. It's killing everything, which you're probably correct about that. Just do this one. That's the ankle here. It's too much of a discrepancy. I think I'm going to bring that down just a little. Yep. So there. And so the advantage of drawing very basic like this is you can move it pretty quickly. So I had to drop that down. 1, 2, and 3. That's how we do it. So I was kind of running out of space there. That's where the underside of the knee is going to be. Straight across there. It's coming out some. That is coming more of an angle than I have it. That is there. Take that off. And then it's coming. Honestly, this should be coming down like that. So something's really far off. Give me a second here. I need to check this out. I don't want to lecture. QFX, what's up, man? How are you? QFX, I miss you already. I miss you, QFX. QFX. That actually comes in there, and then that. Okay, if that's there, we need to establish these points first before we go further. Is he already? Did QFX delete the game already? Yes, he did. He already quit. But you said, you're going to think about for season 3. I said, I'm going to take that. I felt kind of like a sucker saying that, but I also said I have a little bit of faith in QFX, not to quit after freaking 1 month. He didn't even play with me. Bullshit. But I get the frustration. It's a frustrating game. It's a frustrating game, but you just make too many excuses for it. You can see, I give you credit. You can do it. That's what I think. I think you can do it. You don't think you can. Or you don't want to deal with the bullshit. That I understand. There's a lot of bullshit. Okay. Did a live play well. I'm not. It's just I know he's into it, big time. This is, guys, this is looking crazy, I know, but this is just what we gotta do. That's gonna go over. Maybe. Maybe not. I think I'm blocking the camera. I'll try not to. No, queuing is just toxic. I muted all the chat for the second game. I don't know why you're doing solo shuffle. I don't know why you're doing it. You should be doing twos with me or Zerx, like he would run with you, and we should be doing threes. We really didn't set anything good up. Like, you give up way too easily with stuff. And I know it's frustrating, man. I get it. I really do. Trust me. This is wrong. This is so wrong. Give me a second. Let's see. Bring the head up just a little bit. There. I'm gonna bring this down some. Gotta get these proportions. Gotta get the proportions. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to kind of loosen up a little bit. Sometimes this has to happen. Like, it takes me a while to kind of get going with this. I'm just going to loosen up, and I'm probably going to have a lot to fix because of it, but I am fine with that because we're not going to proceed until this thing is absolutely, like, the proportions are solid. You should re-roll Hunter. Re-roll Hunter. Whatever keeps you going. Gears, what's up, man? Just do more damage, bro. Exactly. Both my buttons are magnificent. Gears. Zerx and I hit 2054 this weekend. Be proud of me. I really want you to be proud of me. Both buttons are magnificent with the Hunter. This is true. Last lobby, Q double Hunter. Guess how long I lived once I stopped being a bitch and came out of the pillar. If you guess it was 2 seconds, you're about right. This paper is very good at holding the charcoal so you can get those darker values. All right. Okay. Okay. 2054. Biceps, 2054. But I have a theory for that. Actually, it's Cersei's theory, but I kind of agree with it. You're the best painter that streams on YouTube, plays well, and is named Lewis. I know. Always proud of you, baby. Thank you. Thanks. Whenever I use random paper, the charcoal gets so smudgy. I bet that doesn't happen with this paper. You'll see. I'm going to push this drawing extremely far. Notice the background is dark. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a drawing. Like, this is going to be a very refined drawing, and it's going to pop out. The drawing of cat that I did, the problem was I took those pictures with a white background behind it, which was stupid as hell. It was dumb. I really regret doing that because it's harder to get a sense. Well, you can still get the sense of light, but it's just not a good setup. I don't like the setup. People just quickly identify the new players as the weakest links and just train them till they're dead. No wonder no new players. QFX, you just like... I know. They're problems, but you're only... Like, you can get better fast. Especially playing with us. Like... And Gears would probably play with you too. Like, you have people, it's just you give up so quickly. You keep on identifying the problem and just saying it's insurmountable. Like, that's what you do. It would be fun, like you're into it, it would be fun if you just stuck with it. It's like, it's the same with painting. I always say this. And drawing and painting, it's very frustrating to do. It is. This is hard stuff to do. And like, you know, watching people who have done it a lot, whether it's this or it's, you know, Arena, these guys have done it. They do it all, like they do it professionally. So they make it look like anybody can do it. So when you do it yourself, you get pissed because you're like, I can't do this. I'm an idiot. But that's not the case. You just need practice, but you give up way too easily. I'm not saying that to criticize you, like, and to push you down. I'm just saying, you know, I know you can do it. And I'm willing to help you with it. And I think you'd have, because I think you'd have fun. You just give up too easily, man. But you do have, like, you were doing really good, I thought. You were. But you keep on selling yourself short. You shouldn't do that. I do the same thing. And so I do the same thing. This is so I'm trying to take my own advice. And I told you, this is one of the weaknesses that I have, is that I will shit all over myself for stuff. It's going to be a juicy drawing. I have first player to die and shuffles the target for every round afterwards. It is lame. And Warriors, it's tough for them, I would think, because they don't have the strong self-heals. I don't know, Gears, what do you think? Warriors, I mean, they're oftentimes the target. You know, Paladins used to be. But not so much anymore. Because they have such strong utility, which is, they are in a better place than they've ever been in. It's the one time I haven't played them. It's unreal. QFX, I'm trying to encourage you, but this is genuine encouragement. Like, I'm not lying when I say these things. That's my frustration with you. Because I'm like, this guy can get it. But like, just, there are a lot of problems. And like, but they'll make you better if you can get past that stuff. Warriors are almost always the target. They have warrior brain. If they go in and, yeah, they stay out and they don't line and all this stuff, and that's hard. And maybe Hunter's the way to go. Some other class right now. You know, at least to start until you get, like, you know, I mean, that's how, if I was, like, until you get kind of like an idea of what's going on, because it's rough. How is warrior brain actually a known thing? Gears, you answer that one. It's like ooga ooga smash smash run. I'm dead. I told you this. I told you. I said Circe and I always want them to have warrior brain where you just go in, you forget where your positioning is, and right. That's one of the things we want. This is coming up like that, and this comes in. That's where that is. So you see, the reason why in this, why I'm not detailing is because everything's in the wrong place and I'm having to move everything. That's why we draw this way. And that's why we do bar drawings, to learn how to do this stuff, right? It's what we do. Warriors are insanely good with the team to back them up if you have two players that want to hide with warrior. Warrior is fucked. It's probably the easiest class to play. But it's not, is my point. It's not. It's hard to do the stuff they do in Arena. And when you find somebody who does, they're very oppressive. Those are my thoughts. Like the rotation at first, I think probably in PvE that might be the case. Have you guys heard from Master Jeff? I asked how he was doing today. I don't know if I've heard back. Let me check that really quick. Actually, I'll check on this. I have it pulled up here. I just want to see if he wrote me. And I won't broadcast it, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, I haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay. He's going through a tough time. Warriors are just pressure machines. If your team isn't helping you apply pressure, then your existence is pointless and you're just a melee liability. That's it. And we played one time together. And if we can get something, like, once we get something to work, we build upon it. But we were playing like late. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just messing around, you know, and none of us did that bad. You know, this is just how it is. You have to stick with this stuff, but I think you've seen so many streams thinking it's much easier than it is, and then you're getting down on yourself, and I wouldn't do that. Again, it could be like, I'm probably making this look harder than it is right now, maybe. However, it could be like this. This piece actually comes out, which means that might actually go out that way. So see, I'm shifting things quite a bit here. This actually does come out some. That's much better. Okay, so that's there. That's going to thin that leg up some. This makes more sense. That's where... All right, client coming in, leave this on, talk to him. Be right back. 5 minutes. I'll be here. Hey, Dr. Stubbs, how are you?
Well, you know, I'm not optimal.
Yeah?
I'm not optimal.
Are you, There we go. We are back. Sorry. Music makes it hilarious. I wonder what was going on there. Oh, Gears. Okay, Gears had to go. Okay. I told him he was being filmed. Yeah, I said he was on. I said streamed, but I'm not sure anybody really knows what streaming is. Let's do this. There you go. All right. Better. Let's do it. Oh, it was very dramatic music. Yeah. I was a little bit concerned that he would say, you got to repaint something. And then it would have made more sense if the music was dramatic. That's the one fear that I have, with that. So one thing I didn't do with this, So notice I'm always working 1-2. It's just like in pencil drawing. I always have the eraser in one hand, pencil in the other hand, and so that way you can just make changes pretty fast. That's what you want to do, right? That's what you want to do. So we always do the vertical and then we go horizontal going across. So 1-2 horizontal and the vertical. And in this manner, we're just like hatching these pieces out, getting the angle from knee to ankle, which should be over here. If this is correct, then that should be here, which means that foot probably needs to come out just a little bit, I'm guessing. And it probably comes down some too. Something like this. Get out of the way there. But yeah, QFX, I mean, this is the other thing with this type of stuff. It's a mentality that you should have, which is pushing through things, right? Like, you can't let any impediments stop you with this stuff. Because again, I can't stress this enough. I really think you undersell yourself. I think you have way more potential than you think. Go ahead and mark some anatomy in. This cuts up a little bit higher. Actually higher. Something like that, and then that kind of thing. I don't need to do this yet, but it helps to get an impression sometimes. It's quite nice. Okay. The old doc, he's doing good. Yeah. The old man. Or the old doc, you mean which old doc? You mean my dad or the client who was just in here? Did he take the painting? He did. He took the painting. He did. Yeah, he took it. There we go. Yeah, he liked it. It was good. It's a success. It was good. Just like beautiful subtlety in this piece. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it feels good to. So you know how it is when you have projects that are just lingering and it really affects your work after a while, right? And that's kind of what was happening. And that's why I had to take, I took time. I really, I didn't stream a lot of the stuff that I was doing because of this. I wanted just to finish it, to get it done. Oof, that's not right. Yeah, I wanted to get it done, and I had to. I just had to do it for my own sake. And it feels just like a huge weight off my chest. And this is a project. It's not a commission, and it feels really good doing something I want to do. Yeah, and it's like when you don't want to do a painting, it's one thing, but it's something that's like you really dislike doing. It's even harder. So I use all sorts of tricks, right, to keep myself moving with it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting paid for this. That's a huge thing. I need to be grateful for it, because when I don't have a commission, then it's scary, right? It's not good. Anyway, so get that in. This is hard to see here. Okay. Block this in basic so we can move things if we need to move it, right? Because I can shift anything in here right now. Now I'm looking at the whole piece. I have the whole thing in here all at once. The head's looking a little bit big, right? It's looking a little bit large. Easy, we can fix that. But let's make sure that it's not something else first. I got everything in there now. Solid. Do you add stuff to the foreground? I did. I should have showed you guys. I wonder if I even took a picture of it. See, I don't even care. I never want to see that painting again. Style is a little bit similar to Dan Thompson. Dan Thompson? I think I know Dan Thompson. Kritva. How's it going? Charlene, I did finish her. Let me see here. I'll show you. I think it'll focus pretty good on the camera setup I got. Finish her. Let's see if you guys can see this here. That's it. Just press it right up. Good. There you go. That's what I got. It's extremely sunken in, this. Very sunken in. It looks like totally grayed out to me. But this is it. Yeah. It'll look nice once it's varnished though, I know. Because every time I would oil it out to work on it, I thought it looked very good. I purposefully put some brush stroke in the face because I refined it a little bit too much. So I went back through and just painted brush strokes on it so that your eye would blend it when you step back, right? So I did this painting how I wanted to paint it, which was kind of cool. Could I have done a better job? Definitely. You take note of these things and you know, it's not bad for I mean, y'all saw the photograph. You saw the photo. It was a mess. Corrosho. It's Olivia Wilde in his studio. He's got some pull width models. That guy, Olivia Wilde, just threw the painting at the client. Get out! Just like frisbee it to him. Blood flies everywhere. So, anyway. That piece is there. Knee probably comes up some. It's up here. It's not as knobby as I have it. See, here's the thing too, like these like subtleties that I'm doing, if you do that all the way up until the very end, that's how we get the... What's up, Buffer Chair? Inverse tide edge going on, does she? Scratchy. Didn't even know she has boobies. Pick that pencil up, sir. Quarter. Yeah. Look, you always have to look cool, Coro. And whenever you drop something, you can't rush to pick it up. You have to let it know that it's not your first priority. You do your thing and then you pick it up, and that way it respects you. It respects you. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? The muscles are too flowy on the right knee of the reference image. The right knee. Oh, the muscles are too flowy. Yeah. We'll fix a lot of this stuff as I knock the camera. You know what? I don't even care if this thing's crooked anymore. I just hope y'all appreciate pains that I go to try to avoid this camera being hit every single time. It actually comes out some. Thickens out some on this side. Thickens out here. We're going to do this at the same time here. One. There. Cut. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Not QFX approved. Draw them like cats. The muscles are too flow on the right knee. Read that. Saw nothing. The lead has broken many times. So I actually vacuumed for the first time in, it's been embarrassingly long. But anyway, I found probably 20 pieces of lead like that long that my students were dropping. Every class, it's like, oh no, you know. This is the feet. How's it going? Anyone else drinking a little too much this weekend? I started drawing boring philosopher model. He is so good. He's very good at posting a bunch of reference photos. It's loud drinking. Home party facts. I really only drink when I go visit the cousin of mine. Yeah. Showing biceps casually. What is that? It's hot in here. So hot. The legs might be a little bit long. Just a little bit there. I'm gonna add just a little bit there. I can always bring the legs up if I need to. Yeah, this piece right here is, I'm going to soften that area some. It doesn't seem like it's correct. It could be, but dun, 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 dun. Although, arrest. Arrest is further down, right there. Whew. What are we LOLing about here? This song plays so much, we all know it by heart. I know. I gave up a long time ago on the music. People will love it. Blah, 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 blah. This is Baldur's Gate 3. Alright. I think I made the legs a little bit too long. Shorten it some. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3, you've never played it? What kind of paper are you using? It's Roma paper. One sketch paper I got was practically see-through, didn't like that. Roma paper is very solid. This is good paper. Baldur's Gate 3, very good game. Love it. I'm not good at it. It's one of these games, there's so much to it, and I just haven't taken the time to really figure it out, but I love playing it. That sheet of paper costs more than my WoW sub. It's maybe. It might be about $20. But I mean, you work on this and you create something that you could potentially sell for 10 times that much. So. That's wrong. Your WoW sub's 0 right now anyway, jackass. Jesus! I can't use expensive paper. Why? Why not? Guys, this stream, we are supposed to be pretentious as hell. Okay, that's what I always look down on people and always make fun of them for being poor. Use expensive materials as just use expensive materials. That's what will make you good, not practice. My art stuff combined costs like $20. Well, there's the problem. $20 a piece. What's wrong with you all? Haven't I taught you anything? You do better than this. This is embarrassing. It's not, $20 is not much. Look, once you know this stuff and you can build this, I know this doesn't look like. Just wait until it's done. All right? That's all. Just wait until it's done. I think I might bring the legs up just a little bit. Maybe those legs are not looking great. So I'll just talk about it for a while instead of doing anything about it. That's the plan. That's the current plan. This is gonna drop just a little bit. And the head will too. Subsequently. There. It drops just a little bit. Right there. It's not much of a movement. Yes, it is. Keep that there. Oh. Expensive materials. I ruined 80% of my work. You get 20% out, that's good. You've seen the crap that I've been doing recently? And I have to do it. It depends if it's for someone else. I use the good stuff that's gonna last 75 plus years. All my personal stuff is on copier paper. Did I say that right? And cheap canvas boards, $20 down the drain. Things artists shouldn't think about while doing art, only to get down something so it can be redone later. Buying higher end paint will solve a lot of issues for many people. It lasts a long time, has a long track record at being consistent decades. So here's the thing. This is how we trained with this type of paper, because you got to learn how to use it. It's expensive paper. It's very fine, but you work on the drawing for a long time. A lot of people draw like they get this crappy paper, and then the paper doesn't last. It doesn't last. But that's one thing for quick sketches, right? I would not do a day study on this. I would do this is something we used to spend. I'm not going to spend 5 weeks on it, but we used to spend 5 weeks on this work right here. 5 weeks, right? That's what we used to do. 5-week drawings, and that was every day for 3 hours. 3 hours every day, 5 days out of the week, right? So you're talking about 25 days, 75 hours of work, right? On the sheet for $20, 75 hours. So you're studying, you're learning this, you're learning how to draw the right way, and you're messing it up. But look, here's my thing. When you're doing something, everybody wants to be perfect, and I'm the same way, okay? I'm not just saying it wasn't me. I'm saying this because I know from experience. You have to mess up. And just because you put money into that does not mean that that's bad. Because when you make mistakes, that's when you're learning, and you need that knowledge to do the things right. So you have to put the money in. Insert, like, paints are one thing. You don't need the most expensive paints. You need decent paints. You don't want to get the shitty paints. Get decent stuff. Don't get the brushes that fall apart where you have to fight them. Get decent brushes and just take care of them, right? With this, get the good piece of paper, get the good charcoal. You're going to spend no more than $40. $40, 50 tops. But spend time on that drawing and learn the lessons you need with it. Don't just get it done in like a couple sessions. Really stick with it and like doing this process. You're going to learn and get the knowledge out of it that's going to enable you to do the very solid work, right? If you keep on working on shitty paper, you're not going to be able to push the work with charcoal, I don't think. Now, there's more economic ways of doing it. There's like, I mean, you could go that route, but I'm just saying $20 for 75 hours of work is not bad. You have to put it in perspective. You have to mess up before you get better. You have to go through that. You can't just be good at something automatically, right? One of the things I wanted to do when I first started streaming, I'll catch up on chat, I know, but one of the things I wanted to do, see, my charcoal just broke because I was doing this crap. One of the things I wanted to do was to show you guys me essentially doing good things good, but also messing up. You get to see the full process of the work that's most people wouldn't show. They just wouldn't, and for good reason. But it was to encourage people to say, you're going to mess up, and this is how you handle it, and this is what you're going to get out of it, and that's why you do good work, right? That's like, it's going to enable you to do good work. You have to learn the lessons. You got to learn the lessons. So with this one, break the charcoal. This will be used for the background as will that piece. I'll get another piece in a second, but I can still utilize this, you know, drawing and such. How do I know that? Because I've done this before. I messed up. I've broken charcoal before, and then I have to go through it. I learned the lesson. So now I'm benefiting from it. I'm going to go and you know, that's how we do it. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money on this stuff. Just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Slick. All right, let's get these legs going. It just needed to come up just a little bit, as does this. So all this needs to come up some. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit as well. And we're just going to reblock this in the base. That's going to be about right there. You see? And this, my peasants, is why we keep this light and basic, like your face at first. This is why. This is why we do it. Shifting everything up. Working with eraser in one hand, charcoal in the other. Make quick moves, quick moves, quick moves. Keep it basic. If it gets out of control, reblock it in, simplify it. That leg went out, the other one needs to also. All right, we'll do that. Fine with that. I have no problem with doing that. I've had to move legs before that were totally modeled. What do? You do it. And maybe, I actually have to be careful. I might have moved it up too much, but I'm going to flow with it. If I need to move it back down, I will. So. I think this essentially just needed to shave up just a little bit. I don't think there needed to be as much change here. Also, what I'm doing, this isn't me just simply copying what I see. I'm trying to study the form of what I see, understand it, so that when the time comes for me to quote unquote detail or whatever you want to call it, like refine it, I have that knowledge, right? It actually looks a little bit better to me. There. Okay. This actually drops just a little bit. And one of the things is getting this relationship to this, right? Because I brought this up, which means that might have to come up some. It might. We'll see. And here's the thing too, is that every time you come in, you see more, like every time you get it, you rest your eyes, you'll see more coming back in. Catch up on this. See what you guys are saying. $20 here on the drain. redone later. Could buy it. Wait. Things artists shouldn't think about while doing art, only to get it down on something so it can be redone later. Buying higher in paint. Okay. My cousin with 2 dudes standing and he loves it. Oh, that one in the field looks really good. I think he did a good job with that. Makes sense, my brain doesn't. The wallet will always argue with your brain and heart. Gonna look into that quality paper, and I'm using Canson paper and Strathmore. So for the okay, so eventually, but for chair, you're going to want to like we eventually do charcoal drawings, like 2 or 3 of them in charcoal, the bar drawings, right? So in that case, when you go to charcoal, you'll want to do this. The advantage of this paper, it is a little bit rough, but you break the paper in as you go. You learn how to not overwork the paper so it starts tearing. You learn that. But the advantage is because it's rough, it holds the charcoal. And so you can get it as dark as the charcoal. It's not going to fall off. So you can push the values. And that's how the values, lights and darks, this is how we learn how to key up our values for painting. This is the stepping block, the stepping stone to painting. So we go from pencil to charcoal to painting. Pencil, you're learning just the basics, right? This stuff you've seen me do with pencil, right? Charcoal, bang. Now we're going in, we're doing all those things, but now we're adding values in. And we're trying to get a sense of light, which I'm going to get with this. This one I'm going to push. I'm into this piece. This is going to be a good paint drawing. It's going to look like a painting, hopefully. A black and white one, but it's going to be a drawing. And then you go to painting after that, right? It has color, different mediums. So that's the idea. So eventually you want to go get this paper. It's worth spending the money for the education you're getting out of it if you do it right. And that's why I'm here. I'll help you through it. Canson paper, Canson's very good. Strathmore is great for daily. I agree with what Cora was saying. I still have some Canson, still pristine white, unlike the sheets I use. Canson is really good for, like, you can't push the values as much, but you can still get a solid drawing out of it. And they're great. In fact, they're very good for doing, if you just want to do a study, and then you want to transfer that study onto a canvas, Canson is great for that. This is great for that, but this you can push a little bit further with the values. Canson you can push too. It's just you can't get you can't get it as dark because the paper's a little smoother. But it's quality paper. And it'll still hold the charcoal better than like a very slick surface. The sheet of paper costs as much as with my apartment. Gonna look into some brushes from Rosemary. Not much to understand in that Nugataria. We can always use an empty frame of glass, a pen marker to help practice muscle memory. Don't trace. Copy under the glass. White, gray sheet under it. Train your brain without fear of wasting money. Interesting. I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool. I should do a tut on the glass, canvas, and pen. Having sketches and weird ideas. Good. Excellent. Yeah. I'm not saying you always need to do it, but like for this stuff is good for the projects, right? Oh, this is a project. I want to push it. I'm going to force myself to do it. Get the good stuff. That's my point with this. But for sure, when I'm doing this stuff and like doing these tiny changes that seem like I'm just nitpicking, I want you to be thinking about your bar drawing, okay? I want you to try to relate the bar drawing to what I'm doing. See, I'm very pleased with what the type of work you're doing in our Discord. I wish more people were taking your approach because it's going to bear a lot of fruit for you, and you're gonna. I've already seen a huge increase in your drawing skills since you first started. It's what everybody should be doing. All those drawing exercises, still a lot of room to improve. Damn right. I feel the same way with me. I don't want to look at, Mo, 75 hours of pencil is going to kill us both. Yeah, it does, man. So I have, I teach Brian, and he's going through the same thing. He brought in, he had this chick. It was a charcoal drawing, pushing the values. And then he got tired of it one day. He brought the dude in, the muscle dude from the beach back in the 70s with the Speedo on. I was like, what the hell are you doing? That was like last week or the week before. And I said, you're bringing the other one in. We're going to finish that. I said, you can't always quit. It was pretty comical, actually. All right. The legs are a little bit spaced too far apart. I got to fix that. See what's happening. Bring those stupid ass muscle magazines in, man. He's not gay. It's just weird. Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't know why he keeps on doing that. Over just a little bit. I'm going to bring this over slow. Right. You need to see the Speedo drawing? The dude's jacked. Dude went from swole Speedo dude to swole Speedo woman. Yeah, he does. What exercises are you doing, but for chair? He's just interested in anatomy, leave him alone. I can't leave him alone. Or those numbers in front of the names. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Yeah. It's the first time I've seen him too, so I don't know what's going on, guys. Don't know. But it's your stream. I know, I have no clue. No idea. Let's see this. Look at this juicy piece. That's what we're doing. Nice juicy piece. I was starting to fight the charcoal, so it's about time that I... Alright, that's a little bit better. again, I hope y'all appreciate the obstacle course that I have set up so that I can stream this to you. Nobody appreciates me. Always bitching about something, aren't I? Okay. Pancake. So guys, what I'm doing, I'm trying to get the gesture, I'm trying to get the anatomy, I'm trying to get the large shapes, all of them at once. And I know it looks like I'm trying to detail this and make it look like the line. I am kind of, but I'm doing it in the interest, primarily trying to get the large shape and get everything working together. And so what should happen is that the changes become more subtle as you get more accurate, right? That's what should be happening. I messed that up a little bit, I think. That's wrong. That is wrong. Rotate the charcoal, because like when you draw on one side, it sharpens the other side, kind of as well. I'm trying to draw with straight lines to force myself to see the angles, to find the angles in the curve, and your eye blends them when you step back. It should be blended automatically for you guys on the camera. So this is kind of, right? We're just slowly building this up, sculpting it, if you will, into this glorious masterpiece. Let's start putting some shadow shapes in. Start working on the head at the same time with shadow shapes. Use some barbs, I guess. You do need to do some barbs. Everybody does. RTD in fuller months. Appreciate it. Misspelled. Appreciate. You precate it. It's tough to have a big one with no shaft. Charcoal looks less forgiving than pencil. It can be easier to erase. Charcoal is very forgiving. You can just wipe it up with your fingers. Not with this. But on other paper, this stuff, it holds to it. It can be super messy, so having good ventilation, some more clothes. You work that head. Shut up. It's so stupid. Ah, son of a bitch. Hope you appreciate my obstacle. All right. Shadows are going to be softer on the body. Squint. We squint down. That's what we do with squint. Literally at no one point is there a shadow like that. I just made that up, didn't I? No, I didn't. That's the spine. See? I don't make anything up. It comes over this way. Bitch. We have to have resilience. Resilience! That's what we do. We have to have resilience, guys. Can't be weak. You really can't. You have to root weakness out with this stuff. And it's difficult. It is mucho difícil, as the Polish say, who are speaking Spanish. Just gotta beat the paper, guys. I don't know what else to say. To beat the freaking paper. I feel like I haven't streamed in a while, and my Discord was kind of getting a little bit weird. Did anybody else get that impression? More so than usual. Over, you seem having anything behind me. You shouldn't feel bad for laughing. It was my fault that I set up this death trap. Charcoal is being used. We got a 6H lead. What brand? Oh, this is fusane nitrum. Peggy Hill. Is she hot? Wait, is who hot? Love Charcoal, my favorite. Was quiet for a long time on Discord. Weird. The gaming talk is kind of confusing. Oh yeah, definitely it is. It's confusing even for us. That's why we have these philosophical debates with it. Occasionally I would ask, which is, I know, nobody's into that stuff. It's fine. It's in our Discord, technically. Fusane, F-U-S-A-I-N. Nitrum, which is, has an A instead of a U. It's Martin spelled backwards. So Fusane, F-U-S-A-I-N, N-I-T-R-A-M. Should put this in before. I'm a little bit nervous because this is going to look very realistic, and I might put a bar or something going across. I don't know. This stuff always happens where it's like, you have been banned because you showed nudity. I'm like, look, I only whip my dick out for like 5 seconds. Just kidding. With my art, I got banned off Twitch for this stuff. Don't say anything. Oh, shit. Damn it. I love charcoal. My favorite. Yeah, we have QFX talking about Arena at all points. Shirimiya is talking about tits. The chick talking about tits. Shikuri is always, and I agree with her, talking about how rotten, or how she's given up on life and all this stuff, which I get it. We have Butt for Chair always asking if somebody's awake. Jeff's going through a rough time right now. We'll reply, replay that later. I heard you but didn't hear you. Okay, here, do this. Let's do this. Here. My friend. You don't need to do that. Check this out. Watch what I'm going to do for you. Create new. Okay. Fusane. Nitrum. Okay. Boom! There it is. That's it. Fusane Nitrum. There you go. You see? You see? My charcoal. There it is. Got it. Fusane Nitrum. Charcoal. Maybe we should send him a Get Well Wendy's package. We should. Soft lines, guys. Soft lines on the body. Soft, soft, soft. Light, soft. But correct. That was not correct, was it? Nope. So here's the thing. Then what we do, I'm putting the shadow shapes in, and then we're going to correct the shadow shapes, and then I'm going to fill the shadow shapes in, and we correct them from there. So each step we do, the more information, the more information we put in, the more it should help us to see things. But we correct it at every stage. We don't just throw a bunch in and then do it. We just, at each stage, we correct the proportions. Jonas, what's up, man? Stupid, man. Are you related to the Jonas brothers? Hey. Probably rolling his eyes like, I'm so tired of people asking me that. They always think it's the most original thing. It's kind of like going up to a couple who has like, they're walking with 3 dogs and like 8 children, and you're saying you have your hands full. They're like, no shit. Trying to accentuate that just a little bit. Accentuate, that's an artistic term. Accentuate. Just want to express myself. Earthy. These are all artistic terms. I'm just saying we have to be pretentious here. Okay? Buy the expensive stuff. Buy everything expensive. It's like standing behind an artist and asking, did you draw this? As they rub their hands all over the drawing. Ever heard the one about the chicken that needed to cross the road? Stabbing you in the back. You know who you is. Zandra. You know who you is. Stabbing you in the back. Our head's full, but they only full for quarter. Wait. Say I have my hands full a lot, but they're only full for a quarter at most. Charles Bard plates. It's the coolest. Ever heard of the one about the chicken? I channeled the ghost Frank Lloyd Wright and William Alexander. Not draw this, I am an actor. Yeah, the music is epic, isn't it? It's freaking awesome. The rap. Let's work on the head some. Should need to catch it up. Oh, so another cool thing about drawing like this, you see how I'm standing back? It increases your visual memory because you have to remember this and see what needs to be done here and then retain that in your mind as you're walking, and then you go up and draw, and so that helps your visual memory, right? At least that's what they tell me. Say. else in the draw. Coming up at an angle like yay. At angles like that. You're one. You are one. We are they. What are we talking about? Is this a portraiture, caricature? Let's drop it back. No smudge. Every now and then, retracted. Every now and then I stream, but everyone is asleep at 3 a.m. I don't know how you do it, man. I would just fall apart if I couldn't sleep. Getting their beauty sleep. Draw as we talk, and draw and talk, draw and joke and draw. Well said. It's very accurate. Indeed. Indeed. We'll look up closer to see what I'm drawing. That is like that. Okay. A wrong. Oh. Forehead probably needs to come out some, or this part needs to go in. But alas, I will fix it. One point on Discord, we came up with the QFX Magna Carta, where henceforth everyone must say just one good thing about QFX 2D drawing. I think it's going to go up for approval. I'll at the start of the outline. Jonas, thanks, man. Rom, does this method of drawing figures have a specific name, or is that just how you naturally like to draw figures the most? It's the Charles Bargue style of drawing, like classical realism. Yes, but it's not. It's classical realism, but it's the Charles Bargue way of developing the drawing. This is just like the basic block into the shadow shapes, how to develop it and such. So yeah, I don't know. Perhaps there's another name for it, which I should know, but it's essentially how Charles Bargue, the Bargue course, does it. And it's how I learned in Italy. So, but for cheer, here's what I think. The critiques that we're doing, most of the critiques are good. I think we need to, I think it went a little bit too far. We're pretty good about giving critiques, but I think it went a little bit too far, ragging on his work in the burn my ass to the ground section. I think it has to be, like, Shigeru was doing a good job of actually giving, upper part's not working, by the way. She was giving a good job of like, you know, a good explanation on like what works, what doesn't. I think Jeff was having some good points with it as well. I think some people went a little bit too far in criticizing his work, and it wasn't like, that's what I think. It wasn't as beneficial. You want to, like, it's fine to like joke around about stuff, but it went a little bit too far, maybe. But we're normally pretty good about it, you know? It's not, you know, we're normally pretty good about it. Okay, so this is interesting. If I'm looking, this point's going to have to come up some, especially this point here. There's not that angle, it's more going across like that. And this, I noticed, wasn't correct. This is dropped too far down. The head, this actually, this piece might actually go that way some, which would bring the head over that way. But does it? So this is why we do the basic blocking. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these changes really quick. This comes up some. That comes up. And then this is going to come up, and I think it actually comes in that way just a little bit. We got to be more supportive, is my point. That's it. Site size method. Yeah, it's a well, okay, so it's not, this is not actually the site size method. Gears, thank you so much. I've been trying to be like you with your biceps. Justin Bois, I've heard of him. Barg. Look, I think this can be called the envelope method. Do you dump on the terminator after the block-in? You dump out the terminator after the block-in? The shadows? What do you mean? Like, do we get rid of that? The end of the shadow line? Burn, I missed that. The QFX in the Burn My S's ground section was a little bit rough. I missed that. Mayhem, are they still there? Who was being hurt? QFX will survive. He always does. So site size, okay. Site size is a method you want to know. It's drawing the same size that you see it. So in other words, with this, all right, so y'all see me here, like I'm up on the board here. Now imagine on this side, like, you know, the edge of the board, right? Or say rather, okay, this is even better. Say this reference photo right here is actually not a reference photo, but it's actually a model that's over that way, right? And so when I step back, I'm going, like, I see her on the other side of the board, and I mark where, like, she's, say, appearing this big to me. And so I will say, okay, where are her feet? I'll say, okay, they're about right here on the board, and I'll mark them. So in other words, if you take her and superimpose her over there, you're drawing back here, same size you see it, that's site size. With this, it's not site size because I don't have a model. This is an image about this big, so I'm using comparative measurements. However, one of the common misconceptions with site size, a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't want to use it because then you're not using comparative measurements and you're not getting form. That is bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Site size, you're not supposed to simply copy the same size you see it and not think about it. It's a tool to help you to get the proportions. It's good to train your mind to see the right length, actual site size. But you're also supposed to be using comparative measurements, common sense at the same time, and trying to understand the form and three-dimensionality of it and put that into your work. So site size is simply just another tool, just like comparative measurement, that you can utilize to produce the drawing. Right? So that's why I think it's important to learn how to use sight size, because it's just another tool under your belt. But you're not supposed to use it to the exclusion of common sense. You're not supposed to just blindly copy and not understand. But at first, when you're learning to do sight size, it's overwhelming, and sometimes that's all you can do is just copy it because you're trying to figure out how to do sight size. But that's not the end goal, right? That's not the end goal. And we were taught this at the academy, the Florence Academy. And I've heard people from there saying the exact opposite, saying it didn't teach form, it didn't do this, and that's bull, because when I was there back in early 2000s, they were all over me about that stuff, and they were making us do sight size. It had nothing to do with sight size. It's the mentality you have going forward with drawing. Teacher saying, do this, look at this. Yeah, I kind of missed it too. The mayhem. I try to draw figures with lines and spheres, but looking at specific points for orientation, then just going from there worked best for me so far. And so here's the thing, and then you have the Loomis method. I wasn't trained in the Loomis method. That's a very good method, though, for trying to look at the figure geometrically and volumetrically, three-dimensionally, and understand it. It's a great way to develop the figure, I think. But if you're going to learn, it's just like a language. Just choose the language you're going to learn first, and then learn it, and then go and learn the other language. So whether it's Loomis method, sight size, whatever it is, stick with it, learn those things, and then go to the other one. But yeah, sight size, you're supposed to be using common sense. You're supposed to be looking, understanding the form, right? Now, I haven't really drawn in, quote unquote, the form, which is a three-dimensional structure and the solidity behind it yet. But I'm striving to understand it even in the basic blocking stage. This is why it's a study, right? I'm studying it. Now, if I want to put an artistic touch on it, which I will with the lighting, I'm going to kind of mess with the lighting later on because it's flat lighting going across the body. It's a beautiful pose, though. I love the pose. But it's a study. We're studying the anatomy. We're trying to get the anatomy right. We're trying to work out the quirks in our own technique. It's practice. It's practice. So, and I'm trying to make it work from back here. So all the changes, like, because I come up and I can't really see as well from up close, but I'll step back here and I'll see things that need to change, and then I make it look good from this position back here, which I think is probably closer to how you all see it anyway, because it's smaller. You know, when you get close up, you see it different. I want to listen to teachers for some reason with art because it hurts after their brain. They are resistant to change for the better. Yeah, and you know, and then teachers have to know how to sell it. Oh, this is what I was saying. Like, okay, so I'm still trying to find this. This needs to come up. Even when I look at this, bring this around, this is going to be coming up some. So let me see. I'm looking at the whole shape. I really need to understand what comes up and how it comes up. It's like, do I thicken this or do I bring that in? So I think actually, so this piece is going to be up here. That's where that's going to be. This piece actually comes over just a little bit, because I'm looking at this piece and there is an angle, but mine's going too far that way. From, like, there's a beautiful line coming this way and I need to get that, but mine's just going out, I think, a little bit too much. But I can't kill it. And if I need to bring it back out, I will. It's not a big deal. Bring that in some. It's going to give that nice gesture, the anatomy, and then this part I actually brought up, but I forgot to erase this piece. You always want to erase at the same time as you like add in. There. Coming in like that. Still have to have the gesture. And then this piece I think raises up. Wait. Here. And this is there. Something like that. Let's see how this looks. That might be actually very incorrect. Let's see. Okay. This is actually more accurate. This comes up. Fills out just a little bit. This fills out just a little bit. Rib cage. And you have this piece here. And then you have that going across there. So we're trying to line up all these points. It's like you might see a change that needs to be made, but you have to keep in mind, like, this needs to go up or down, but then does it correspond with this? And is that correct? And so then you go and start checking this whole thing and just seeing the whole thing and what needs to move. And that's why we're looking at the whole shape all at once. We're trying to understand everything at once. You're going to get the drawing quicker this way. You want to get to those details and shade, this is how to do it. Now think if I started with the shadows, which you can, and I could do it, I'm controlled enough where I could do it because I would keep it light enough. I would just work with, I've done this before. But when you're first starting, you tend to darken things too much. If you darken them, then you can't change them. It's best to slow yourself down, understand each step. That's what we're doing. We're trying to train our minds in each step. I don't know what the numbers mean. I don't mean to alarm you, but there are some gray squiggly lines over the best part of the picture. So reference image generated or no. I mean, I literally did that with the touchpad. I didn't even have a mouse to do it. Gears, keep it real, bring it back. Bring it to the hub, bro. You've been trying to get me to stream on Pornhub for the longest time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give that place any attention. They have enough attention. Wasn't there someone doing art? I think it was like somebody doing mathematics. I think. Okay. Y'all have been trying to get me to stream there for quite some time. It's just bullshit. So again, putting the shadow shapes in, when I put them in, if I'm like, okay, the shadow shapes aren't fitting, then that means something needs to change, right? So ideally, before I put this stuff in, you want to have, I want to have everything kind of sorted out beforehand. It's the stupidest thing ever, man. I just want to be able to browse other content creators' work. It's like 100 browsers open at once, or 100 tabs open. Gears. This computer's like smoking. I just want to be able to appreciate other content creators. Stupidest thing ever. This is butt crack, speaking of which, goes over this way just a little. Ugh. You guys are so retarded. Unlike me, I'm so smart. Never make mistakes. I just want to be able to appreciate other content creators. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. People should be free to find inspiration anywhere while not being a creep online or in real life or tagged. I don't want to close it anymore for the time using that stream. Look, man, I'm tired of shutting it down. Well, if that's what you do, I'm glad you are shutting it down when I stream. Multitask, $5 at a time. I was contemplating getting rid of a ton of random discords. Gotta purge every once in a while. So here's the thing too. When I come in like tomorrow or whatever, work on this, I'm gonna see so many things that need to change. Normally what happens is I work on this straight on the stream, right? How long have we been streaming for? I've been streaming for, I don't know, I can't tell. It doesn't say here either. How long have I been streaming for? There's literally nothing. I don't even been streaming for a couple hours at least, right? And I don't take a break. And so then I come back the next day, see what crap I've done, and I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh my gosh, they probably all saw it and I didn't. Gotta get out of college debt somehow. Wendy's dumpster. Those, especially those underprivileged ex-gymnasts there are fresh out of college. Oh my God. Do it. I was up to 140, now I'm down to 7. 7 discords. Gotta get out of college. 140 discords? Bruh. I'm in 2 discord groups. You're smart. Do not get into more than that. Even if it means fooling around with your stepbro. Getting out of college debt. It would make it, whatever makes a good clickbait title. Will you finish the rendering of this piece on stream? Yes. He's gonna get hangry. I haven't seen him drink anything. Yeah, so PDR Chand, I just finished some commissions that have been kind of holding me back from doing what I want. So now I have a little bit of time. I'm going to do this. I'm thinking of doing another one for a video, specifically a video where I put skits in as well. Or I could turn this one into that because obviously it's all being recorded. But yes, this one I'm going to push. I'm going to render this one. It's going to be a solid piece. Look, I'm at the point where I just I want to be proud of myself for doing something that I like. Because let me tell you something. For the last decade, I've hated everything that I've done. I'm going to do one good thing in my life. All right, this could be it. This could be it. We don't know. We'll have to see. But here's the exciting part. This is the first drawing that I've done I can't believe I'm saying this, the first drawing I've done since the Florence Academy where it's old school figure drawing, dark background on Roma paper. This charcoal I've had for 20 years. It's been sitting in there. I sharpened it live on freaking stream. All right? We're going to do something with this. I spent $20 on this piece of paper. We're going to do something with it. All right? Your entire life is a skit. This is true. This is true. I just wanted to sleep on a bat. It hits me in the back of my head. Boom! $25,000 in debt. If you like what you do, you're doing it wrong. Yes. Well said. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I'm going to be probably shadowing some of this stuff in. Actually, it helps to get closer up to see this. I think this raises up some. That just a little bit. This comes in just a little bit up like that. Might be too far, but oh, we're gonna try. You see, if charcoal is all I'm saying. Pope blessed it. Paper from Rome. The Pope is American somehow. Yeah. Get some gloves, fling some watercolor into it, and mix me to really polish it up. Screw that. I'm gonna do this old school. Old school. Okay. Focus. Don't let them distract you. Do not let them distract you. Okay, this angle is incorrect. This actually comes in like that just a little bit. Just a slight shift though. I don't want to darken it too much. That's it. On my way, grew up in the town next to you. Only solid piece of wood I got is coming back after some college graduates try to find out their way out of the washing machine. Stupid man. Where do you come up with this stuff? All right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to lightly shadow this in, and then I'm going to move those shadow shapes around, all right? Keep the process moving. That's what we do. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a beginner. I'm an expert at everything in life. So for the beginners, actually, this is probably how it looks in about 3 or 4 days at least. At least 3 or 4 days. So you want to take your time. I know I was like saying, did 5 weeks, 5 days a week, 3 hours each day, that's 75-hour drawing, but I've done a lot of these, and so I compress the work, so you spend time with it, right? I know where I want this. I just need to get the proportions correct. I know how to figure this stuff out. But everybody, if you're starting this stuff, take your time. Really take your time. 3-hour session, you just want the blocking, so you're going slow. I'm pushing this forward because I've done it before, but also because y'all don't want to watch me just doing this stuff, you know, for 20 days. We're gonna get this done. Fuck! It's twice. I'm doing this shit. This is what we do. Take a little tape, right? Son of a... This will work. I've done this before. I know because I've done it. Every time I'm saying I'm an expert, I break something. This is what I get. I know what I'm doing, so... blah, 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 and then I break it. Bitch, this stuff is... I was going to start complaining about the cost. But money, it really doesn't matter to me. See, guys? There. This actually will work. I've done this before. Damn it. It's really frustrating. I don't want to go through all my charcoal. So stupid. This is y'all's fault. It's not mine. There you go. Good as new. Good as new. Bro has biceps for 3 wives. Gears is sitting back there just smiling like, yes. I guarantee you he's calling his wife over and saying, look at what they're writing about me. I do want you to take 20 days. For this, I probably will, but I'm not going to do it on the block-in. Use the stumps. I shouldn't be laughing, but when some stupid shit like that happens, I deserve to be laughed at. I can take it. All right. Damn it. It's 2 leads. Broken. I don't think I've ever broken anything on stream. I've done 2 today. Okay. Nobody panic. Here's what's going to go down. I am going to freaking shade this, okay? Basic shade. We don't want to get too much into it, all right? Shade, basic. And then we're going to move them around from there, all right? I'm not going to shade the background in yet, necessarily. Do some, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we shade it lightly. All of this right now, all of it is, we're able to erase, right? We're able to erase absolutely. Ooh, let me get this piece in. We're able to erase everything. It's actually fine. We're going to clean it up too, don't worry. We're going to clean this up. I'll do that all at once. You can do it now, but I'm too lazy. Just take your time with it. Squinting down, right? Squinting. It helps you to, squinting will help with getting like the shadows pretty even for the most part. So it's going to block out a lot of unnecessary information that you don't really need to be looking at. See the, I'm not going to get distracted by all those small things. I'll change. I'll open my eyes and change some of this stuff, but that fades up. Now the light shapes in here. See, here's the thing. We get the basic shadow, and then I can start hatching dark shapes out sculpting light shapes out with the eraser, right? But the main thing is we want to, these are simplified shapes that we're going to be moving around. What are you talking about, Gears? Also, one drawing sounds like mental torture. It is. Nibbler. It is, my dear Nibbler. It is mental torture. That's what I'm getting at. Okay? It is. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, this type of stuff. It really is. Look, what are the first 4 letters in paint? All right? Fun torture. A nap. You're an idiot, Gears. I'll just reverse it on him. The closest to the Jonas Brothers we got. Same as the last 2 letters in Arena, like, hell nah. Last 2 letters, nah. Gears, he's given up on us. He's given up on Arena. No, you are. Good comeback. Burn. He's getting his wife. Look what I said. I said, no, you are. You think so? You think it'll be fun again? I'm rubber your glue. It was low population, then Mop Classic came out, probably the lowest it's been in years right now. Also end of the season. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Somebody else. Or somebody else. End of the season is when it kicks back, though, for the push, but everyone dipped over to Mop. Yeah. Yeah. But just play the game with us, man. You'd be like Arena Master 2000 over here. Stuff fun. The game. Now what we do, guys, we clean this up. And from here, I'm going to try to correct the shapes that we have. I'm going to try, and I can use light shapes now to do this, right? So I'm coming in here, I'm going to soften a lot of these areas up. And I'm not going to like do a sharp cut in areas where it shouldn't be sharp. I'm going to kind of keep it a soft edge, right? So it's not like a hard cut. Well, that's kind of something like that. It's not a hard cut like that, unless it's up around the contour. But like on the body, normally it's softer, right? Like I was saying, pencil, right? Softer, soft. We can work with light shades. Tagging, what's up, man? Yeah, it's good hearing from you. You still in America? He's at work right now. Lord of the taggings. The virus of Kosovo. Sounds like we're always in Warcraft. Did you mess with mop gears? I heard leveling is quite a grind. That's the thing, I just don't have time for it, man. So many things that I want to do, I just can't. That shit comes in some. Ship's off. Let it off. Softens and it goes over that way. So we soften it over this way. I'm looking at this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape. So combinations of shapes to get a shape. That's what we do. Subtle gesture. Considered it. I don't have anything against Mop, but new season 2 weeks and work is busy, so I'm just chilling on Mop probably. Take a little break before the next season rush starts. What are you going to be doing next season? Been helping people get their Mythic Plus mounts and hanging out in Discord while I work. I like that. That's chill. Is it a good mount? What do you need to get the mount? I've been playing tons. You have to make some rough choices in the talent tree on Mop. His avatar is stun like, damn bro, avatar oh. Yeah, that's rough. You gotta choose between the two? That's weird. They're kind of like different to choose between. It's spicy, it's good. And you can only get it like now? Oh no, don't make me want to get it. Soft. Fill the luscious buttocks out. There we go. Is that what happened? See, the thing is, I wasn't watching videos last week because I wasn't working out, which is when I watched the videos, so I don't focus on working out. So I saw back-to-back videos, him complaining, and then the next one was they changed them out. So I'll probably be back to everything next season. Good. Hey, Gears, let me ask you a question. Do you think, because I don't think we could, because I don't think I'm good enough, but do you think if me, you, and Zerks did threes, we'd be able to get Glad? I think you're good enough. I don't think I am. I think Zerks is very good, but that's like a hard thing. And I'm not obligating you to do that with us. I'm just wondering. Because I don't have a lot of threes experience. They've gotten so much flack for PvP this expansion that they plan so far in advance, it's hard for them to do anything in the moment. So at some point you think they will. Yeah. I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm very discouraged with it. Honestly, my natural level is like high duelist or shitty glad. But I think if we worked on it, we could probably at least get close. Right? Because we're all kind of pretty chill with it. What comp did you play for? Yeah, what comp? I'm curious too about that. We won't work all the details. I'm just trying to get the large shape. So we're just trying to see just the large shapes, like I said. It's going to be sharper in there. But now I need to start really understanding the form, relating it to everything. Section comes up. Beast Cleave. That was enhanced. I think he undersells himself. Do I use a stump? No, I don't. You could with what I'm doing. And I'm glad you brought that up. Let me quickly explain to you my technique, and which will tie in the stump. So once I start building the shadows up, right, and really start darkening and getting the values, what I've been doing, I can do this whole thing with a B charcoal because it's nice and soft. What I could do, like say once after I've corrected, like say these shapes are correct, I've corrected them, I spent a long time corrected them, and then the background drawing looks like this too. A lot of people, what they do, they go in with a brush and just brush this in, which is good because it gets, the paper is very porous so that it can hold the charcoal, but you have to get the charcoal in because otherwise it looks very grainy. And after a while, you want it very soft and smooth. So the brush is a nice way that's non-invasive. It's not going to damage the paper to get that charcoal in. Now, the more you work the paper, the more the charcoal goes in. So I have two methods. Either I'll go in with the brush and brush it in some, and then go back in with the charcoal, brushing it again, charcoal, but you don't want to like do it too much where you're like, because the brush takes it off and you can damage the paper going over the charcoal too much. So the other method that I do, and I can do it without using a brush, is simply when I'm shadowing, I shadow, and then I come in here and see how there's like, y'all can kind of see there's a little indiscrepancy here. Like I kind of take it out, I'll even it out, and I kind of go over it with my eraser, which acts like a brush, but it's very soft. And then I go back over it with the charcoal, and I do that a couple of times, and then it's nice and smooth, and it's worked the grain down just slightly, where it will still hold the charcoal, but you can get fine detail with it. So I don't need to use the stump. But if you want to use the stump, you can do that, but the stump is a little bit harder, and sometimes if you press too hard with it, it can flatten the paper, damage the paper, and so then it's not going to hold that charcoal later on, especially if you're working it a long time, but you can use it. You can make it work. And I've done that before too. So does that answer your question? I just have to, and the method that I use, the one where I kind of work this in with the charcoal and then with the eraser go out and kind of like, it seems it's not as bad as you think. It's not as meticulous as you think. It goes quicker than you think. But to me, I've noticed it seems a little bit fresher. It doesn't seem as smoothed in as it does sometimes with, I've seen people use the brush too much, right? And it's just, it looks like it's over modeled because of it. And you can negate that by going back through with drawing. You can make it work. It's a balancing act. Yeah. Good, Chan. There you go. And I'll show you guys this. I'll show you this. Here's the thing. I don't know why I haven't. I've been wanting to do charcoal for a long time. I have a whole roll up there. I got to the point I was like, I don't know why I'm not doing it. Because I've been doing pencil drawings also, lots of oil paintings. Primarily recently has been commissions I don't like, but I'm doing them because I have to get them done and I want to stream. But now we have some time, so I'm going to do some solid things. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nice. This is all drawing. This is all the stuff we've done before, right? It is. Let me do this. Check this out. Let's go ahead. I'm going to fill this in because we really want. And again, look, all of this right here. I want y'all to pay attention to this. I have not darkened anything to the point where it cannot be erased. I can erase this to the point where we can still, if I need to move a leg over this way, that way, it's not going to scar the paper. That's what we want. Learning how to work without scarring the paper. Kind of a tougher B. We're trying to get the light impression. If going fast, you can go slow like this. You don't need to go fast. Look at that. There we go. See, my point is I'm trying to get a light shape, and I'm going to do the same with this thing. With this, it's a pain in the ass doing the background. So much work. Painting, you're just like, got it. This is just so stupid. Maybe I'll get my phone and I'll read chat while I do this. Surround with affliction. Some more fun BGs. When you Q shuffle, you're going to get trained. You need to play with me. I told you, we've been through this. Been through this. You're driving me crazy. You need to play with me. Play with Gears. Gears will infuse your ass with knowledge. He calls out stuff that you don't even know to look for. And then you say duly noted, and then you go and you continue trying to look for what he just said. You know? We clean it up some too. So I have the eraser right here, guys. Eraser in one hand. Always have the eraser at hand. Don't put it down. Just be holding it. You're going to be more spontaneous that way. Take your time. Don't shade it in like this. Don't be an idiot. Take your time. I'm trying to keep it kind of the same value, right? At first. The reason why I don't darken this, I know it's going to be dark, but I might have to move the figure some. I want the whole thing, and I don't want this so dark right here that it conflicts with this. I want to keep the light impression for whatever stage it's at. In this stage, you're going to have like a pencil drawing. Everything's light at first, okay? And that's how we do it. You know, this is very good practice. Flip, because I'm sharpening the charcoal with one side as I'm doing this. Now I flip the sharper side. I'm going to step back and see what we got so far. So this is helpful because now you see we're getting a light impression. These shapes, I'm going to move light shapes now. All right, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. This is not a bad start. I haven't done this in 20 years, guys. Don't do that. Don't wait like I waited. 1000% always train the affliction. Really? And during bursts, you have to hard cast a lot of shit. The Lib Lords. Do a lot of damage, though, I have to say. Get this up. I have a drawing. I had another paper that was moving around a bit over it sometime. I think it lost some detail because the lead moved. Is that even possible, or is it just my imagination? No, that's possible, especially if it's not, you have to like use fixative on it. The lead does move. Charcoal definitely moves, right? Yeah, it is definitely possible. The goal is to get it roughly the same evenness, the same value. That's how light or dark it is. It's about the same, so you're just dealing with one value right now. This is just like in painting, guys. Just like in painting. And I'll show you all how to work the lines that are in shadow. If you want to keep the form, I'll show you all how to work those lines without making it like, without having to erase down the paper. I'll show you how to do that. That's actually a very important technique to go on. Crucial. With the affliction, they become more deadly the longer the game lasts. Shorter gains benefit DK, Hunter, Warrior, etc. But Flexion builds up steam and pressure. Part of why they aren't good in shuffle. So here's the thing, you're going to say, oh, well, you know, like in the back of your head, you'll be thinking, oh, the background's not as important. You still want to put as much care into the background as you would the figure. Otherwise, it holds the figure back. Now we clean this up. So now we have a light impression to work with, right? This is going to be good. This is going to be good. I actually prefer charcoal, personally. 1800 is a lot of triple melee lobbies, which train the hell out of you. Got to know your shit and have precog, which I didn't. Precog is a must. How we win. Lost the wrong there. So this part, we're going to come clean it up, and we work with the shadow shapes and light shapes. All right. Fix the form, fix the form, fix the form. So the shadow in this drawing is what shows the hamstring. So it's going to bulge out. There's going to be more light here. And then it breaks in like that. So soften this piece. So I'm adding some light in to show the form of the hamstring popping out. So you got to understand what you're looking at. You got to try to understand, right? It's the whole thing. This angle's off. Bring this up, light value. Got a little bit too dark. It's important to control the light, how light or dark, even though that's going to get dark eventually. But right now at this stage, you don't want it dark. You want it flowing with everything else. Flow. Soften this edge to bring more volume into the ass. Right? Soft. Bring it out. Subtlety. The color is pretty light. I have this cold pen, which is just hard, dark, darkest dark on every line. Well, this thing, I'm making it light, but it's gonna go extremely dark. Soon, Princess Vespa. Looking good, nice hamstring. Sorry, got pulled away, call boss. Yeah, man, that's what we're doing. Same thing here with hamstrings. This is where the tricep is. Tricep. And let's clean this up while we're at it. Shoulders too pointy. This space is too big. Bring that up some. Head might need to drop a little bit. Graphite, yeah, it's tedious. Yeah. Graphite thinks you're tedious. It's so stupid. Never had the balls to say it. You're just shit talking graphite when it's not working for you. Super glue. You need eraser. To your other hand, hot tip from my own invention. Just super glue it. I think, okay. So the hips, this part right here, and this aren't lining up because this is where, this is what I'm talking about. You got to understand what you're doing. And this is like when you draw, you slowly figure this stuff out. The forearm's resting on the hip is pressing there slightly. And I think my forearm is going out a little bit too far. It should be kind of coming in just a little bit. And looking at the overall shape, her shoulder is going out a little bit more than, like slight bit more. So I think that means this part comes in just a little bit, but I don't want this to be too short, right? And here's the other thing. Plumb lining down from the neck. Let's see. I need to do this up close. I can't even. Actually, when I plumb line, the neck, where it connects, goes through this point right here. About right there. Somewhere around here. This is important. At first, because the thing was like kind of crooked because I'm an idiot, but that's where it should be. So going straight up, this piece should probably be over that way some, which means that shifts. But I just need to make sure that it's not falling over when that happens. And let me double check this. Yeah. So, and that currently I have it going. Actually, I'm really close. However, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring that shoulder in tentatively, and I can always bring it back out if it doesn't look right. Because I also feel like there's more of a slant from the wrist going up to the elbow, I think. It's gonna give a little bit more gesture. Like, so this should come in something like this. And just do this very lightly at first. And that slants in just a little bit more than I have it, I think. So we're working with its shapes. Very light. That's gonna come in some. And then this is gonna come in some. Oh, by the way, this, you smudge. One thing I do, rest my finger tip, the fingernail on it, so it's not going to smudge as easily as flesh does. That's one thing I do to make this so it doesn't, like, you know, because I've drawn on this. That's just a little trick that I do. And I'm going to bring that in just a little bit. Okay. Bring that in. And then let's bring this over some. And I might shift the head, the whole head. Let's shift. We'll do a slight shift. And let me kind of do this. I'm going to darken this just a little bit because it needs to be. And then I'm going to work that line in a little bit to the background. Right, so this is something that we can work with. Right, let me see how that looks. It's a slight shift. I feel like this piece needs to go back some more. This part does. Something like that. And that's there. There we go. It's closer. And then with this piece, that's coming here. That's not looking right. I'll just keep on making subtle changes. I don't want to overdo it. Sometimes, you know, you see these things and then you kind of overdo it and see that you overdid it later. I'm just going to make small changes and I'll come back. It's probably, I need to get going in a second anyway. See, oh yeah, I definitely need to get going. But, okay, I'm going to kind of organize this part to the background, like bring it down some, or bring the light up, rather. On the side there, so it's just like solid in the background, then work this edge just a little bit. So when adding charcoal, you're gonna lose the drawing a little bit, so that's why you come back in here, clean it up, and then like redraw certain parts, right? That's what we do, we redraw certain parts. So and here I'm trying to have this work everything up at the same stage. Thanks, QFX, nice cheeks. Guys, I think I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to call it. Broke my charcoal. We're going to call it, but we got some good work done today. I'm very excited about this, actually. This is going to be a good piece, something I will probably, maybe it will get me back on Instagram. I don't know. Here's the thing. I like making skit videos and all this stuff. I love making art videos. I like helping people. Naturally, I am not good at social media. I hate posting. And it's almost a necessity, but you know, is it? Zerx was saying, and I think he's right, post on X every day, even if it's some small thing, blah, blah, blah. He's right. I hate posting. I absolutely hate it. I've always been this way. I hate social media. I hate posting on media. You know, I don't enjoy posting my work, but I'll do it because there are benefits to it. Man, it's a headache. It's not something that comes natural to me. Some people, they get into that stuff. So that's a very good question, Nibbler. I recommend, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting and you're just like, I'm getting into drawing, just have fun with it and try to figure out what you want to do. If you want to go into the very fine art type of stuff, and if your mind is set and you're just starting, I would recommend doing this type of work, which is spend longer time on your projects. Like, have a project going that you're taking your time with. And then you can do smaller drawings, like 2-3 hour studies on the side, fine. But For example, this drawing right here, I'm going to take my time on. We used to take, as a beginner, 75 hours on these drawings. That was intense. We have reference photos. You go off a reference photo. If you have a live model, that's great. But there aren't many classes with live models that stand up for 75 hours. So I would recommend definitely the Barg drawing, Charles Barg, the drawing course, understanding how to build your drawings up. I would start with Barg drawings. I would spend, I would spend several hours to several days on each drawing. That's what I would do. Working up to several weeks and then a month or two on a drawing, right? And we're talking about working 2-3 hours a day on it. You got to put the time in. And then the smaller drawings I was talking about, do small pencil sketches, practicing your blocking, practicing, essentially getting it up to this stage right here. You don't even need to refine it, right? Just trying to understand anatomy, understand the process, understand building things up, understand controlling the pencil. Do a 2-3 hour study and do a couple of those every week. So you want to do both, but I would definitely, I think there's a lot of benefit in slowing yourself down so that you can study what you're doing, you can push what you're doing, and it's going to be painful. It's going to hurt because it's boring. You're doing this. It's monotonous. You're doing the same thing, but you get a lot out of it. You're getting a lot out of it. So, X is dead. Is it dead already? I think more time is slower. I will never do stupid dances for views. I don't like a lot of the platform owners. They're weird. Yeah, there are a lot of weird people out there. Download the Charles Barg book from the Discord. It's free. Free Barg book, free book full of pain. This is very true. Old Zuckerberg's still dumping billions into the metaverse without return. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. All right, guys. Y'all are awesome. I got to get going. I'm going to go pass out somewhere. We'll be back on this week. We'll be streaming. This is going to be a good one. And the thing is, next time I come back, I'll have that fresh eye. We'll see what needs to change, and we make those changes. But everything right now is at a workable state. I have not solidified anything. Not yet, right? Even when you solidify, you want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, right? You're not making the huge changes, but you want to be able to like make subtle little shifts and stuff, this comes in, this comes out just a little bit. You want to be able to do that. So a lot of it's the setup. You got to set up. You have to think ahead. And you're going to mess up if you're beginning. That's okay. Look, if you're a beginner, this is the one thing I want you to keep in mind. You need to make mistakes. You have to make bad drawings. And don't let that discourage you saying, oh, this isn't even come out how I wanted. It's hard. And you have to go through that to eventually get it. But the only way to get it is to practice the right way and to stick with it. Persevere through it. You're going to feel like you're retarded, like you want to give up. I've been there. Don't give up. If you give up, you're stopping there. So you just keep going. You have to have an iron mindset with this stuff. Just like in Arena QFX.